The AvePoint Virtual Assistant, or AVA, can be installed in Microsoft Teams, which allows business users to run their own restores based on AvePoint Cloud Backup for Office 365. You can see that it simulates here a chat with another user. Once AVA is installed, we can activate it, click down at the bottom, and either type in the restore that we want or pick from the pop-up. Once you initiate the conversation, AVA will prompt you to provide some information about what it is that you want to restore. So you can see here I've already run a few of these, including up at the top, restoring email, as well as restoring some files. This puts tremendous power in the hands of your business users so that if they've moved something to trash, or if something is actually gone and it needs to be pulled out of the backup data, if they know a little bit about it, they can actually search for and initiate the restore themselves. But for admins, at some point they may want to actually take a look at the activity that's going on through AVA. To do that, there is a report in AvePoint Cloud Backup for Office 365. To see that report, log on to AvePoint Online Services as an administrator, and locate and click AvePoint Cloud Backup for Office 365. In Cloud Backup, over on the left, expand Office 365 Backup, and then click on Reporting. In Reporting, locate and click the AVA Report. On the right, you will see a tab for each of the 3 different types of restores that you can perform: OneDrive, Exchange Online, and Teams. Note that you'll see total requests, total recovery requests, and successful recoveries. The reason why these numbers are different is because you may actually interact with AVA and not be able to do a recovery request because the parameters that you entered were not found. As an example, if I go in there and type in for an email the word project in the subject line, and AVA doesn't find any emails with the word project, it'll come back and tell me, sorry, I didn't find any of those. That counts as a request, but not as a recovery request. A recovery request is when you do locate a file and say, AVA, put that back for me. Once that is kicked off and is successful, then this number will tick up. The same goes for email and also for Teams. At any point, you can click any of these numbers to get a little bit more information about it. If I click on this number here for email, I can see who made the request and when they made the request. Please note that you cannot see what was actually requested and what was restored. Being able to see that would be considered a data integrity issue. I, as the Office 365 administrator, probably don't need access to the actual content that the business users are working with. I don't need to see those emails, for instance. I don't need to see the files that they're actually working on in OneDrive. So therefore, what I can do is I can see the activity. And this is a great report that lets me see really if AVA is being adopted. Lets me see that users are using it or not, and where and what type of requests they're making. So this should not be considered a review of what is being restored down to the actual item level. It's more like an adoption report, but gives you tremendous insight into how that tool is being used. At any point, any of these smaller windows that you open up, you can download a spreadsheet. So if you wanted to go and keep track of these over time, you'd be able to do that. Scrolling down, you can also take a look at the activity over time. In this example, I'm using a Microsoft test tenant and haven't been using it for that long, so I only really have this one peak, but over time, I would be able to plot the trends of how folks are using this tool. Like with any adoption, we hope to see business users using it, but keep in mind, this would only be if users require restores. If users are not deleting anything by accident, if users do not need to recover any of their emails or their files, you may not see them using the tool very much. This type of data, though, could be compared against, for instance, help desk requests to do restores. Are business users still calling in to get things restored versus using AVA? Or have they started to use AVA on their own when they have those needs? Thanks for watching this short video on accessing and reading the AvePoint Virtual Assistant report in Cloud Backup for Office 365.